So if the two's in a position to go vertical, I may want to play palms on that side. But if the two's in the backfield in a pistol, or if he's on the strong side, I'm going to roll this safety down and play sky coverage here. And I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to play him off the half. I can defend the hitch and the outcut and the slant cut by number one. I can defend the deep routes by number one with the corner. And now I can defend D-gap runs to the single side. Okay? So now essentially I can kick my linebackers over. The will linebacker only has to be a B-gap player if runs show in the B-gap. If this team is running strong, all right, or if the back is set strong and all their runs go to the trip side, then the will can make himself an A-gap cutback player. And then the right safety can make himself a fold player in the B-gap. If you're getting weak side runs, well then now the Willie can slam the B-gap with the right safety in the D-gap, and now the Mike has to be the fold cutback player. If you're not comfortable with that, you may want to gap exchange your lineman to help you in the run game, all right? Gap exchange your lineman, and now you take away the A-gap and the B-gap, so on cutback, the Mike doesn't have to fold in as hard on the cutback. Problem with that is speed option sprint out to the front side now, you're giving a little bit of a weak edge. Okay? So again, what you have to understand is what they're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish in your coverage. Okay? So now to this side, we're playing two read with Van on one. The Mike now becomes the inside palms player, which means he's going to try and deny the vertical or deny number three from crossing his face. He doesn't have to deny the vertical by three because the vertical is played by the free safety.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What he does want to try and deny is he wants to try and deny this three from crossing his face, and he wants to make sure, okay, that the four can't out-leverage him to the flat. All right? I've seen some teams that like to grab the ball and immediately throw the flare to this tailback because they have numbers on the outside. By hipping the Mike linebacker, you put him in position to not let the tailback out-leverage him. So now when you get this flare action right here, the Mike's in position to play. And again, I think you can do that because of the weak side drop down. I think you can kick your linebackers that way because you're not counting on your backside safety to play, all right, number three vertical on the front side. Again, the second thing that I think it strengthens you is I think it strengthens you to empty checks. All right, so now if this team wants to put a receiver out here and empty, all right, now I can go ahead and I can play my regular two read to this side, and now I would just hit the Willie a little bit, and then again I can gap exchange quarterback runs or do something different if I needed to on that side, but it allows me to play two read. I see way too many teams in empty get beat on three vertical because their concept is using the backside safety on three vertical, and then when it comes out empty and he stays, he doesn't relate the coverage check to the front side and three runs vertical down the field. So another strength of this coverage is we're real good to empty. Okay? We're going to have a little bit of a problem with perimeter runs, so we got to be able to handle that. All right? Going to have a little bit of a problem with spacing routes now. If you get good three-step teams, if they can get the one down the field and they can put 2 and 3 on the quick out, that's going to give you a little bit of an issue as well. Okay? But I think we're strong against the bubble. I think we're strong against four verticals. All right? Now, the next thing would be a stress or a solo concept, and this is probably the number one way that two high 4-3 or 3-4 teams defend trips when they don't have the extra safety in the game. Okay, what we're talking about is playing a backside safety on three vertical. Okay, so you can keep 6 in the box here because you're in better position, all right, versus perimeter runs now because your outside backer or down safety here is going to play between number 2 and number 3, all right? Your left corner and your free safety, they're going to play normal two read rules along with this down safety who's going to play two read rules. So this down safety, his rules are going to be 2 doesn't cross my face, 3 doesn't out leverage me. So these three players are still playing read. You allow
Are you kidding me?
To stay in the box where they belong.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Hip and bump, so the Mike and the Will get comfortable in their reads. The Mike is just going to be a hook to curl defender, doesn't have to worry about three vertical because we're going to take the backside safety, all right, and we're going to play this backside safety in a trap or a stress concept where he is going to handle number 3 vertical. Okay, so your Mike will be the short wall of 3 vertical, your right safety will be the long wall of 3 vertical. Now, the problem with that is you now have to play man on the single here, and you have to play man with the inside linebacker on any number 2 releases to the single side. Okay, so now you've got yourself in man here, all right? And now you have to support weak side runs with the down safety or right safety, free safety, who is also responsible for 3 vertical to the strong side. Okay? The next issue is you're out leveraged to the bubble. So now if 3 runs the bubble, okay, now if you get 3 bubble, and now you get 1 stalk, 2 block here, now your free safety has to do a good job in space of turning this back to a longer run by the mic. So now you're out leveraged to the bubble in 3-by-1. So if the team's a big bubble team, okay, then you probably don't want to play a bunch of trap or stress because you're going to get the bubble screen. All right? You're not great versus the quick game to 1 and 2 out of trips, but I think anytime you play a quarters concept, you have to understand that you're probably going to give up the flats, all right, to the field side in quarters concept. How can you take that away? All right, you can roll your corner up here and play bail. All right, you can put your corner here like you're playing mixed man or cover 2, and he can bail and read number 2 as he's bailing. If 2 goes to the flat, he can get up there and play it. That can take away some of the pressure of the quick game just by showing a different look while playing the same coverage. But I think if you're going to play that version of coverage, you have to be willing to give up the field side flats because that's what quarters coverage does. Okay? Again, I think it strengthens you to perimeter runs now because your down safety outside linebackers in a better position to force those perimeter runs. I think it allows your Mike and your Will to play the same 6-man box principles they normally play, so it puts them at a little bit higher comfort level. Okay? But I think the problem now is man-to-man on the single, man-to-man on the back, and D-gap weak side runs. Okay? So again, if you started with your mix concept, and then you went to a stress, solo, trap concept, whatever you want to call it, okay? Now you've got 2 things that can alleviate some of the problems. You can defend perimeter runs a little bit better here, and you can defend weak side throws and runs better out of mix. So again, there's 2 concepts that kind of play off of one another, okay, that help you defend trips and defend a single. All right? The last one we're going to talk about today is just a roll concept. Okay, just a roll 3D concept, strong side roll, which is a great concept to use because you can disguise it out of your 2 high coverage looks. Okay, so what I like to do, you can also roll a corner or a safety. I'll show you both. Okay, what I like to do is I like to give the mix look, all right, with my secondary. I like to give the mix look, and then I'm going to roll to the trip side. So what I like to do is I like to give the mix look that we normally play. All right, then what we're going to do is this left safety is now he's going to be down, and he's now going to be your curl flat defender. Okay? Now what you do is you slam your free safety down, and he becomes your hook curl defender. Okay? Now you take the corner and bail him out to a deep third. You take the right safety and you spin him to the middle deep third, and now you take the right corner and he plays a deep third. Okay? Now what you're going to have to do out of this concept is you're probably going to have to slide your backers a little bit to the weak side, because now what's going to happen is this Willie linebacker is going to be a flat force defender on the weak side. Okay? So again, you may have to do some things, all right? You may have to run some exchanges here. Maybe you run, all right, the twist exchange to cancel out the A gap here so that your Mike can help to the weak side B gap if your Willie is a weak side D gap player. All right? So I think you got to worry about weak side runs a little bit. I think you got to worry about weak side throws a little bit, okay, because of a deep third concept with an inside Willie linebacker that's pushed out. Now, if you're willing to give those things up, then that's fine. Okay? But I think what you're doing now, by slamming down, all right, into a 3D concept, I think what you're doing now is now you're helping defend the bubble, because now you got 2 immediate, all right, curl flat, hook curl players. You can be outside of 2 with leverage. All right, so now you got a player that can turn this right back to the free safety who's in the hook curl. I think you're helping defend the spacing concepts, because now, all right, if they were to run, vertical double out concepts, Now you've got a curl flat player and a hook curl player that can expand on the out of number 3.
Wow.
So I think you're helping your spacing concept. I think you're helping the bubble. I think you're helping perimeter runs. But I think you're weakening your weak side, okay? D-gap runs.
Play later. Oh, where's the other view at, man? I can't see like that, man. What's going on here? Oh, man, what's that? My guys, early in the morning, our guys are out here. Give me. Ah, bad throw. Come on, man. Better throw. Man, come on. Shit is hot. It's freezing out there, man. If you watching this, you won't know what I'm talking about. It's freezing, man. That's why I couldn't get there. Yeah, man. You get mad when the shit gets fucks you. I'm trying to fix it. Come on, man. Don't do that shit, man. Nigga over here struggling this shit. The ball is gliding. It's taking too much in the air. It's taking like an hour to drop, man. Come on. Up there, baby. Yo, good game, yo. Good game. Send me a friend request. Take a break. Fuck, man. I was bored right now. I was like, yo, I'm gonna beat this nigga. Well, I'm gonna try. That's how bored I am.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Wood. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Jets as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.
No. I just want to show my mug off, right? He looks like me. Look. I really wanna know. Oh man! You know it's going on YouTube. And I wasn't even playing hard. I don't think he was playing hard either.